Strickland dribbling to her left. Finds Megan Moffitt. Moffitt for the three-pointer. And it's good. Megan Moffitt giving Prep an 8-4 lead. And in the press, the ball knocked out of bounds by Emma Nesbitt. But it will remain Eastside Catholic ball. And so substitutions coming in for the Panthers, number 33, Lydia Michael. And I believe number 1, Layla DeBay. Eastside Catholic with the ball. Elia Gibbons with the ball, guarded on top by Michael. Calling for a screen, dribbles to her right. And the pass inside. And she found Bela Titi Ali. And then the pass out the shot. I believe that was Mia Heiser. Shot won't go. Rebound comes down to Panthers. Strickland with the pass down to an open McKenna Dorsch. And Dorsch, her shot won't go. A rebound comes down to Titi Ali. And she's looking for a teammate there, Mia Heiser, and the pass goes out of bounds. So 4:10 left to play here in the first quarter. And Seattle Prep leading Eastside Catholic by a score of 8-4. Panthers with the ball inbound, and that is Mia Strickland, guarded by Heiser. Strickland over to Michael. Michael to Dorsch. Dorsch on the top of the key, looking for a teammate. Finds Moffitt. Back out to Strickland. Strickland drives the left-handed jumper from the free throw line, and Mia Strickland with the bucket. Giving the Panthers a 10-4 lead. On the other end, Eastside Catholic. Oh, and a great drive to the basket. And that was Bella Titi Ali. And she takes it to the basket, gets the bucket, and one. So she'll go to the line. She will go to the line for three-point play the old-fashioned way. Trying to earn it at the free throw line. Seattle Prep leading Eastside Catholic by a score of 10-6. We are early in the ball game, first quarter. 3:39 left to play here in the first quarter. Titi Ali dribbles a couple times, spins it, dribbles one more time. And the ball goes in and out and back in. So Titi Ali pulling Eastside Catholic to within 3, 10-7. Panthers leading it on the other end. Bailey Chamberlain, and the drive won't go. Fight for the rebound comes down to Claire Murwowski, and a foul is going to be called on the Panthers, I believe. So Eastside Catholic will have it out. New 30, 3:27 left to play here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, I'm Rick Dupree along with Daniel B., Tony B., Taylor Kareen, and we're bringing you live action here. Metro League girls basketball, Seattle Prep and Eastside Catholic. Eastside Catholic trying to break that press, and that is Elia Gibbons. And Elia Gibbons, she dribbles through the press and is fouled. And so now the Panthers drop off the press and back into their half-court defense. And again, Gibbons with the ball. On the top, dribbling to her left. Finds Titi Ali. And out to Dar. Serena Dar, the left-handed off the window. Serena Dar with the bucket, pulling the Crusaders to within 1 on the other end. Prep gets the ball down. A great drive inside by Lydia Michael. And Lydia Michael makes them pay as she hits it off the window. And back on the other end, these teams are up and down right now. Titi Ali with the ball over to Heiser. Heiser with the long jumper won't go. The rebound comes down to Strickland. And she'll bring it across the timeline herself. Between the legs, steps back. Foot was on the three-point line. A little short, won't go. The rebound comes down to Titi Ali. And they call the foul on Isabel May, who just checked in. So May, the junior center, called for the foul, and I believe that is the 17th foul. So we'll be shooting 1-1. And again, if you just joined us, we are bringing you live action from Seattle Prep, and with all the banners all around the gymnasium here. The AMBG. I'm not sure. We got to find out what that stands for. We were here last time, and I forgot to ask. So we will see if we can figure out what that is. Or if you're listening and you know, just send us a message in. Help us out here. Titi Ali, the first free throw. Spin in. And Bella Titi Ali'i, a freshman. I remember we did their game at Garfield earlier this season. And their coach actually pulled her over. I said, how do I pronounce her name? She pulled her over, and Bella, you had to say it to me about 3 or 4 times, hits her second free throw. And then I finally spelled it out phonetically and said, yeah, you got it finally. So that is it. So Bella Titi Ali'i hits both free throws to pull the Crusaders to within 1 point. Panthers leading it 12-11. Looking for an opening. Layla Nabe, shot won't go, but she runs down her own rebound. Nabe over to Michael. Michael dribbling into the paint. It's May. And the junior center can't hold the ball. And goes out of bounds off her. Eastside Catholic will take over. The Crusaders. And again facing that full court press of the Panthers. And double teaming as the ball is in. And Eastside Catholic called a timeout. And that was a good timeout. Because they were trapped there. They being Eastside Catholic trapped on that play. And so a good timeout called by the Crusaders head coach Katie Farr. And they're strategizing with their team on the sideline. If you just joined us, you're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio's live coverage of Metro League playoffs here in the pandemic-shortened spring season. And Seattle Prep, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to have to look at my notes just to make sure, but I believe Seattle Prep coming into this game, and I'm looking, is undefeated. Yeah, 10-0, and they're the North's #1 seed, and they're taking on the South's #4 seed, Eastside Catholic, who finished 3-5. So right now, the Crusaders looking for an opening, trying to find an opening, get a shot there, moving the ball around in the paint. This Bella Titi Ali'i shot won't go. And Panthers are off and running. Maylee Chamberlain on the baseline. That was Gabby Stewart. Stewart was looking for an opening. I believe she was fouled on the play. And so the Panthers will take it out. And the pass inside to Michael. Michael out to the Bay. And the long three-pointer off the top. Gabby Stewart won't go. And coming down with the rebound for Eastside Catholic is Elia Gibbons. Gibbons with the ball. Brings it across the timeline herself. She's guarded by Lydia Michael. And then the pass inside and back out to Layla Nabe. Or check that. That was a Serena Dar. Forgive me, I was looking at Seattle Prep's roster. And the jumper on the side for two-pointer. That is Bella, Titi Ali'i. And the freshman keeping Eastside Catholic in the game and actually gives the Crusaders their first lead of the game, 13-12. And so we have, I believe, we're going to say it's prep ball underneath. And yes, Prep will have the ball underneath. 54 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. And the inbounds pass, the jumper that was Maylee Chamberlain won't go. Fight for the rebound. The Crusaders come down with it. 27 on the shot clock, 43 on the game clock. And that is Gibbons bringing it across the timeline. Now she'll back it up on the left side, well beyond the three-point line. Passes it over to Daher. Daher down to Murwaski. And the shot won't go. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to say it's Eastside Catholic ball. So one of the Eastside Catholic players there, Serena Daher, was coming from out of bounds in and pulled their hand back, didn't touch the ball, and the ball went out on the Panthers. So with 24.9 on the game clock, and the pass, great cut in by Titi Ali'i, but she misses the lay-in, and Prep on the run. Gabby Stewart takes it all the way to the paint, off the window. Gabby Stewart with the bucket. and giving the Panthers the 1-point lead, 14-13 here, 10 seconds left. Gibbons with the ball, looking for some room, taking it in, off the window, won't go. Prep with the rebound and the long shot, 3/4 of the court by Tamia Strickland at the buzzer, won't go. So at the end of one, closely fought battle, I should say, here at Seattle Prep. The Panthers 10-0, number one, and they are leading Eastside Catholic by a score of 14-13. So again, we want to invite you to stay with us. Our coverage continues. We will have Rainier Beach and the Seattle Prep boys immediately following this game, or, obviously there'll be time for each of the teams to warm up, but that will be game number 2 here in our doubleheader right here at Seattle Prep, with Eastside Catholic visiting Seattle Prep. And we hope that you are enjoying our coverage of Metro League basketball. And we will bring you a couple of more semifinal games next week. Tomorrow, make sure to tune in. We'll be at Seattle Academy and bring you some boys basketball action from the home gym of the Cardinals, Seattle Academy. That coming up tomorrow right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. So right now, quarter number 2 about to start. Seattle Prep holding on to a 1-point lead, 14-13. Eastside Catholic with the inbounds pass. Gibbons with the ball, backs it up. Calling the play now, directing traffic. Extending your left hand, holding the defense out. Now drives the pass inside. It's going to be stolen. And that is Tamia Strickland with the steal. And Strickland will bring it across the timeline, and then she is fouled. So Tamia Strickland, the 6-foot senior guard, and is a jack of all trades as she is bringing the ball up. Rebound. She is showing she is an all-around player here for the Panthers. Coach Brian Elsner. Now the Panthers, McKenna Dorsch with 3-pointer, nothing but net. McKenna Dorsch. And that gives Seattle Prep a 17-13 lead. Tony B also joining us. And sorry, Tony B, I turned your mic off.
Oh, that's okay.
Set up. And Seattle Prep with the steal. Tamia Strickland with the bounce pass, just a little too far ahead of Gabby Stewart, and it goes out of bounds. So they go back over to the Eastside Catholic Crusaders. Seattle Prep leading 17-13. We're just here at the start of the second quarter.
The Seattle Prep team has been together for a few years now, and they're playing extremely well. It's unfortunate that we don't have a state tournament, but again, for my money, this is the best basketball in the state right here, so they can claim that state championship.
Yeah. They are having a good time out here and competing, and that's a wonderful thing to see, Tony. Both of these teams competing, and we've seen that. We talked about that. I mean, not only this pandemic-shortened season, but in particular, and how great it is for these young athletes to be able to get out and play the sport that they love. So a foul on the play, shooting 1-1, and the front end of the 1-1, that was Emma Nisbet, and her shot hit the rim, fell short. But the ball went out of bounds off of Eastside Catholic, so Seattle Prep will have it. A new 30 and a 4-point lead, 17-13. And looks like we're going to have a timeout on the court. So with 7:12 left to go here in quarter number 2, Seattle Prep at home leading Eastside Catholic by a score of 17-13.
Rick, I would call this kind of a rebuilding year for Eastside Catholic. I mean, you may have talked about the fact that some of their freshmen from last year's team that made it all the way to state were expected to win. Yeah. They didn't do it. Aren't here this year. But I think they've added some quality players. It'll be interesting to see what happens next year. If some of those, what will be juniors apparently, next year will come back to Eastside Catholic.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of it is with this pandemic-shortened season, what we're seeing is a number of the traveling teams playing, and it's the spring, and this is when again the kind of AAU and select play occurs, and that's where you have a lot of the college scouts out, and that's where a lot of these players are seen. And their high school season is going to be a 5-second rule there. Seattle Prep trying to inbound, and they couldn't get it in the 5 seconds count there, so Eastside Catholic will take it over, and they'll have it out underneath, and they'll come against the Seattle Prep full court press again. But anyway, as I was saying, spring and summer is really where a lot of these athletes are seen at basketball, and so a number of the athletes that chose to play on their travel teams, and so are not playing this shortened spring season. Eastside Catholic, the jumper, and that was Serena Daher won't go. Fight for the rebound. They're going to call a jump ball. The arrow is pointing the direction of Seattle Prep. So the Panthers will take over. Go Gabby Stewart, 5'11" junior with the ball. Finds Tamia Strickland. Strickland pass inside to Moffitt. Moffitt out to Emma Nisbet, and I believe that was a two-pointer. Yes, it was. Nisbet with the jumper. Foot was on the line, and that gives Seattle Prep a 19-13 lead here. 6:38 left to go here in the first half. Eastside Catholic looking for room in the paint. And that was Claire Murkowski, Murkowski, the junior forward, fouled going to the basket, so she'll go to the line. She'll have a couple of shots. So 6:29 left to go here in the first half. We are live at Seattle Prep, home of the Panthers, and the Panthers leading Eastside Catholic 19-13. First free throw up and in for Claire Murkowski. And you can hear the parents here. We are sitting behind the Eastside Catholic parents and fans, and a handful of them here. Second free throw is up and short. Fight for the rebound. And tied up. And Eastside Catholic has possession, then they call a timeout. So the Crusaders will retain possession there, Tony. And let's go to Daniel Bellis and see what else we have going on this evening here in Metro League basketball.
Yeah, thank you there, Rick. Here with an update brought to you by Public Health Seattle King County. Is camp, child care, or in-person school on your family's agenda? Give your child a healthy and safe summer and school year by making sure they're up to date on vaccinations and well-child visits. You have the power to protect. There are more playoff games going on for girls basketball. Following this game today at 7 p.m., you'll get the number 3 seeded Holy Names at number 2 Lakeside. And the winner of this game will play them.
And Rick, speaking of public health, and I'll let you get back to this, but we'll talk about that a little bit further in this whole thing about immunizations.
Yes, yeah. And we all have been immunized, and we are healthy, doing well, and protected. And so I want to encourage folks to get out there, and the more people that can get vaccinated, Tony, the quicker we can get back to a more normal.
One of the adverse impacts among many, if you will, is that, whether people do or however they look at the coronavirus vaccine, it's caused a reduction in the number of vaccines in general. So things that we have been getting vaccinated for, like measles and mumps and whooping cough, those numbers are down now, in particular in black communities where folks are not getting those immunizations. Initially, it was probably because of COVID.
Yeah.
But those are things that we've done for a while.
Yeah.
And those numbers are down now.
Yeah, and that's
as well.
And as you said, we can talk more about that at halftime. But we got to trust the science and know this is something that as kids we all got vaccinated for a number of different things, and we're still here and all right. And the shot on the other end, and the miss, but the rebound by Bella Titi Ali'i, and she puts it back in to bring Eastside Catholic to within 3. And on the other end, the drive to the basket for Seattle Prep, Gabby Stewart. She's going to be fouled going to the basket, so she'll go to the line for 2 shots. So Stewart dribbles, and the first one rim goes around the rim and then comes out, no good. She'll have one more. Seattle Prep again leading 19-16. 5:34 left to go. Second free throw is up and in, extending the Panthers' lead to 4, 20-16. And that full court press again, and almost stolen. Megan Moffitt knocks it out of bounds, the freshman. Good reaction on the pass there, knocked it out of bounds, but Eastside Catholic will retain possession. Titi Ali'i taking it out and into Gibbons, and Gibbons a great save, almost was not able to get it, but she threw it out, and she was looking for Titi Ali'i, and it was knocked out of bounds by Seattle Prep, so Eastside Catholic with it. Titi Ali'i with it, looks out. She finds Serena Daher over to Gibbons. Gibbons now gets control of the basketball. She's well outside the three-point line, gets a screen, looking for the shot, then over to Nduka, and Nduka called for the travel.
You know, this kind of yesterday's news, but I was impressed by that little balancing act of Gibbons over there on the baseline.
Yeah. She, it was almost like a receiver keeping the feet in. She kept the feet in bounds and then threw the ball over to her teammate and went out of bounds off of a Prep player. So Prep now with the ball, Strickland over to Dorsch. Dorsch finds Nisbet. Nisbet into Strickland, back out, and Strickland was looking for McKenna Dorsch. And Dorsch could not handle it, and the ball goes out of bounds. And so Eastside Catholic will take over. 4:50 left to play. And
Rick, I'm seeing an Eastside Catholic team that has grown since we saw them earlier in the year.
It has. They've added
defensively.
Yeah.
They look a lot more sure of themselves and what they're doing, where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and they've added a couple players, Lyndon Duca and Elia Gibbons, who were not here when they covered their game against Garfield. And so they've added a little bit to the roster, and both of those players started and getting plenty of playing time. So that's really, really helping Eastside Catholic out. And even though they were seeded, I believe, number 3 with a losing record, they are hanging in here against the undefeated and number 1 Seattle Prep Panthers. Going to the line for Seattle Prep, number 14, Tamia Strickland, 6-foot senior. And I believe she's shooting 1 and 1. Lefty, the first shot is up and in. Show that one more shot. And with that make, giving Seattle Prep a 21-16 lead. We are here live at Seattle Prep, home of the Panthers.
I promise I'm going to find out what AMDG
I know. I said that
for.
earlier, Tony. I said, man, last time we were here, we did find out, so we're going to have to find out either at halftime or in between games. And Strickland hits the second free throw, extending the Panthers' lead to 22-16. And that full court press again. Gibbons double team, gets rid of it, finds Titi Ali'i, the freshman, and the pass in outside. And that is Serena Daher. Daher drives into the paint. The lefty won't go. But the rebound comes down to Mia Heiser, and Mia Heiser called for a travel. She dribbled, picked up the ball, dribbled again, and they called her for a travel. So with 4:34 left to play here in the first half, the Panthers take it over. Strickland across the half-court line. Out to Dorsch, Megan Dorsch. Oh, check that. That was Gabby Stewart. Stewart loses control of the ball, and it goes out of bounds off of her.
You know, that's a couple turnovers now by the Seattle Prep team, which you would think with the seniors on the roster that wouldn't be the case, and that provides the Eastside Catholic team with a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, it really does. Double team here, Gibbons double team. This Prep press has been tough, but able to break the press, and alone, wide open underneath the basket is Mia Heiser, but she can't hit the lay-in. But Seattle Prep able to retain possession, and the pass inside looking for Claire Murwowski, and knocked out of bounds by Emma Nisbet.
Yeah, I heard those footsteps in the dark.
All right, little Isley brothers, huh? Come on, what you know about that? I know you know, Tony B. All right, and the inbounds play, 23 on the shot clock, and the drive into the shot that Serena Daher won't go. Rebound to Prep, and errant pass, and it is stolen by Eli Gibbons. Gibbons over to Heiser. And then Daher, and pass stolen, and on the other end, and easy lay-in. That is Gabby Stewart for Seattle Prep, giving the Panthers a 24-16 lead. I believe their largest lead of the ball game so far, leading by 8, 3:48 left to go here in the ball game. Rick Dupree and Tony B giving you the call here, or bringing the call to you, live from Seattle Prep. And Tony, you make a good point, which is unfortunate, seeing vaccines all across the board, not just COVID down, and especially in communities of color.
And you know, we don't know the reasons why. We know that there obviously was this political football that was tossed around about regarding the vaccine, and then again some normal hesitancy, which is understandable about taking vaccines. But I'm talking about things that we were already getting vaccinated for, that we had kind of eliminated as health issues in the community, like measles and mumps and whooping cough. And understandable, there was a point in time when you couldn't go see the doctor. But we're about to enter into a phase where, as Daniel was mentioning in that PSA, where you're going to be in a camp, you're going to be going back to school, and we don't want a resurgence of these things in our communities.
So that's a very good point. That's a very good point. And so again, we are living testimony of having the vaccine being covered and having no ill effects as a result, no side effects.
We don't even talk about polio anymore.
No, exactly. Yeah, good point. Good point. Eastside Catholic bring the ball in a fight for the ball, and it comes down in the hands of Linda Nduka, and then Nduka was fouled. And I believe, yes, they are in the bonus, so Nduka will go to the line 1-1. That was the 19th foul on the Panthers, and actually 19 fouls on both teams. So with 3:45 left to play in the first half, each foul from this point forward will be the double bonus. So Linda Nduka at the line, shooting 1-1.
You know, Rick, I'm just the Eastside Catholic team keeps hanging around, and you know what happens when teams hang around.
Yep. And Nduka's first free throw is good. Emma Nisbet took off and realized, oh wait, she's got one more. So let me get back here in the paint and line up, which she does. And Nduka has the ball, dribbles a couple times, spins it, dribbles a couple more times, spins it, bends the knees, and hits the front of the iron, but she fights and she gets her own rebound. So good hustle by Linda Nduka behind the back, looking for something now out to Givens. Givens backs it out. The redhead looking for something. Uses her offhand, kind of pushes that deep. It's off, drives around, gets into the paint, then dishes out. She's got Bella Titi Ali'i. Titi Ali'i with the three.
For three.
So that pulls Eastside Catholic to within 4, 24-20. A long three-pointer on the other end. That was McKenna Dorsch, won't go, and the ball's going to go out of bounds off of Seattle Prep. And so the Crusaders take over.
Other than the one turnover that Seattle Prep created, they had 3 trips down where they turned the ball over. Then they got a turnover, but Rick, they've come up empty on like the last 5 possessions.
Yeah.
5 out of the last 6.
So on the other end, long three-pointer. That was Serena Daher, won't go, but rebound, and Gibbons has it. Back out to Daher. Daher looking inside and finds a cutting in Nduka, and Nduka with a great drive handles the ball and gets it off the window for the basket. And so all at once, Eastside Catholic to within 2 and a foul on the other end. So Prep rushing to get the ball down, and Gabby Stewart driving was fouled. So she'll go to the line, she'll have 2 shots.
And I mentioned that, Rick, just because, again, we talk about hanging around. They were up by 8. They had the chance to go up. And what I was noticing, though, was an Eastside Catholic defense that was much more confident about their positioning and where they should be. And so they looked like unforced turnovers, but at the same time, when you can't do what you want to do, it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And so forces, a bad pass, kind of those unforced errors. But again, because that defense has been so tough. First free throw was no good for Gabby Stewart. Second one is good. So Prep leading 25-22. Long pass down, looking for Serena Daher, and just over her outstretched hand, or I should say outstretched arm, and goes off the fingertips. And so Prep will have the ball back. Tamia Strickland, the senior, brings it across the timeline. She's guarded. Now double teamed by Nduka and Gibbons. She gets rid of it quickly and moving the ball around. Layla Nabai, I should say. Back over in the corner, just checking in, and the long three-pointer by Isabel May, but a little long, and draws nothing but air on that one. But on the rebound, Seattle Prep got it and fouled. And going to the line for 2 shots, Gabby Stewart. Back at the line for the Panthers. Her first shot is up and in. And extending that Panther lead back to 4 points. 2:24 left to go here in the first half. We are live at Seattle Prep. And the second free throw is up and in. So Gabby Stewart giving the Panthers a 5-point lead, 27-22. Elia Gibbons over to Titi Ali'i. Titi Ali'i, the jumper just a little hard, won't go. Rebound comes down to Strickland. She's off and running the lefty. Finds Gabby Stewart streaking to the basket, and Stewart.
Nice move.
Beautiful basket off the window. And extending that lead to 7 points. And then a steal on the other end And I believe that was, yes, number 1, Layla Nabae with the steal. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Nabaie. Nabae. And so Prep not able to get a shot off, and then the rebound, or rather I should say the shot, missed shot, and the rebound by Eastside Catholic, and Eastside Catholic player, that was Serena Daher, the junior guard, fouled, and so she'll go to the line. They're in the double bonus, so she'll go to the line for 2 shots. Couple of dribbles, couple more. Her first shot hits the back iron, no good. And checking in for the Crusaders, number 10, Zara Daher. Presumably her older sister, Serena, shooting the free throw. And second free throw is up and in for Serena Daher. So they're making it a 6-point lead, 29-23. Strickland across the timeline, loses her footing, but is able to get it over to her teammate Moffitt, Megan Moffitt, I should say. And the pass inside and then out. The jumper, that is May, it won't go. Fight for the rebound, Strickland, the senior, gets it. And now resetting, looking in the paint. Oh, and a drive and with contact, and I tell you what.
No call.
Tamia Strickland just fighting through it, gets the bucket, and giving the Panthers their biggest lead, and then a turnover on the other end. Serena Daher can't handle it, so with 1:21 left to play, Seattle Prep with an 8-point lead, 31-23.
Now, on the other hand, this is what Eastside Catholic cannot have happen, is to have Seattle Prep go on a run and start getting a lead and gaining momentum.
So Gabby Stewart, back out to Isabel May. Isabel May into Tamia Strickland. Tamia Strickland, the lefty, goes to the left side and scoops it in. Tamia Strickland, the senior, making her presence felt and giving the Panthers a 10-point lead, 33-23 on the other end. Daher over to TT Ali. TT Ali looking, pass down, and then Nduka able to get the loose ball. So TT Ali, a bounce pass, her teammate unable to handle it, but there to clean it up was Linda Nduka, and then Nduka going to the basket was fouled, so she'll go to the line for 2 shots. So 49.2 seconds left to go here in the first half. Seattle Prep leading Eastside Catholic 33-23, and Nduka's first free throw is up and in.
And Nduka, you may have mentioned this, only a freshman.
Only I did not. So I'll have to get an updated roster here, Tony. I have the old roster, and I added a couple players on it, but if you've got 2 of those rosters, I'll get one from you. Or if not, we'll find one at the halftime. Yeah, the roster, and that's part of a second free throw, rolls off the rim, no good. Seattle Prep with the rebound. 26 on the shot clock, 44 on the game clock here in the first half. Megan Moffitt into Gabby Stewart. Stewart over to Dorsch. Dorsch into Strickland. Strickland with the drive to the basket, won't go, but there for the cleanup is Gabby Stewart. And Gabby Stewart, the 5'10 junior, with the offensive rebound and the bucket, and then the steal. And that is Stewart, and she's going to drive, and she does not get the lay-in. No foul called. Linda Nduka with 14 seconds across the timeline. And then Nduka will get it over to Malaya Gibbons. Gibbons to and loose ball on the baseline here. I think there might be a foul called, so Dyer had it, and then they were looking for TT Ali, and I believe, no, they're not going to call a foul. So I believe they say it was out on Seattle Prep for 5.2. The pass in and stolen by Emma Nisbet. And then Gabby Stewart, thinking she didn't have as much time, she had a couple more seconds, and so took the jumper from kind of a runner and was not able to hit it. And actually, Tony had time probably to get to
the hoop. Yeah,
get to the hoop for a lay-in. And so at the end of one half of play here at Seattle Prep, the Panthers with their largest lead of the game, 35-24 over Eastside Catholic. And at this point, we'll throw it back over to Daniel Bellis, and he'll update us on other games going on today and other things happening here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Yeah, thank you there, Rick. Your halftime report brought to you by Public Health Seattle King County. Call your health care provider to find out what vaccinations your child is due for and make an appointment today. Need help finding a provider? Visit parenthelp123.org. parenthelp123.org, or call the Help Me Grow Washington hotline. Help Me Grow Washington hotline at 1-800-322-2588. 1-800-322-2588. Interpretations, of course, are available. As playoffs are in full swing in first round, and earlier today, a game that actually was meant for Saturday started at 3:30 between Garfield and Roosevelt. And Garfield won that game handily in girls' action, 58-27. So Garfield moves on, and they will face the winner of Bishop Blanchette at surprising number 1 Franklin tomorrow. That game going down at 4 p.m. at Franklin, of course, number 1 seed. Franklin stole that seed in the last game of the regular season by defeating their rivals Garfield. And Franklin will be hosting the first round of the playoffs as a number 1 seed against Bishop Blanchette. The league kind of threw us for a little change up there at the last second on their playoff seedings and all that kind of stuff. Originally, all South Division teams were supposed to face each other in the first round. But because COVID restrictions have been relaxed slightly, they decided it's okay to have these teams travel and decided to have North teams meet South teams. And in addition to that, it just so basically the 2 North teams that were supposed to host games, they retain the North bracket. The 2 South teams of the top 2 retain the South bracket. The only difference is the road teams were switched. So the road South teams visit the North, the road North teams visit the South. And that's why it's going down. And that is why number 4, Eastside Catholic, is at number 1, Seattle Prep, a South team, at a North team. Eastside Catholic and Seattle Prep, the winner of this game, will face the winner of Holy Names at Lakeside. Number 3, Holy Names at number 2, Lakeside, which will be going down at 7 p.m., So the winner of this game will face the winner of Holy Names Lakeside, which tips off at 7 p.m. And again, also in girls action, Garfield defeating Roosevelt. They will play the winner of Bishop Blanchette at Franklin, which goes down at 4 p.m. tomorrow. These games will take place on the 8th. The only team so far of these 8 that we know is moving on is Garfield. So with their defeat of Roosevelt, they move on, and they will face the winner of Bishop Blanchette at Franklin. They will either host Bishop Blanchette, or they will be on the road at Franklin trying to get revenge after losing in the regular season finale on Tuesday. But again, all these games, second round games, will take place on the 8th, and championship will be on the 11th, and we'll cover both, of course, on Rainier Avenue Radio. In boys basketball action, Garfield and Ingram will actually start the first round for the boys at 7 p.m. tonight. Garfield is at Ingram, number 2 Ingram. Roosevelt will be at O'Day at 7:15. And then you have a 7:30 game with Rainier Beach at Seattle Prep, which will be covered live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. And number 3 Nathan Hale will be at number 2 Eastside Catholic. So here's how it's basically going to go down. Garfield at Ingram is going to play the winner of Rainier Beach at Seattle Prep. And Roosevelt at O'Day will play the winner of Nathan Hale at Eastside Catholic. So, not to stir the pot a little bit, but this Eastside Catholic team actually tied in record with West Seattle at 3-5 on the year. And the tiebreaker is actually supposed to be how many points you have allowed from your opponents this year. And West Seattle has allowed less points than Eastside Catholic. Now, we don't know all the details, but based on the rules that are public, West Seattle should have gotten that 4th spot. However, Eastside Catholic's definitely making a run of it, being within 9 from Seattle Prep. For the team that may not have been able to be eligible, they are in, and they are doing their thing in this game against Seattle Prep. Why West Seattle was not number 4, we do not know. All we do know is what is happening on the court. Eastside Catholic is the number 4 seed, and they are playing the number 1 undefeated Seattle Prep Panthers right here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. We got about 3 minutes away from the second half of action. Want to give another shout out to our sponsors of Public Health, Seattle King County. All of us have struggled through the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of our communities have been particularly hard hit. Some things definitely need to change, but a few things should stay the same, like protecting your child from serious diseases you can prevent now. Preventable diseases like measles, mumps, and whooping cough. Whooping cough. Say just like hummus. Whooping cough. Yeah, okay. There's also some soccer action. This is the almost the end of the soccer season, actually. There's a couple games after this, but Lakeside winning over Ingram earlier today, 2-0 in that contest. And in a battle of rivals, Rainier Beach taking it against Garfield, 1-0 in that one right there. You are watching a Seattle Prep game, so we're also trying to find out about how Seattle Prep's soccer team did. They are at Nathan Hale. That game started at 4:30. We presume it's over, but we do not have a score from them, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd let you know. All right, so we are about 2 minutes away from your second half. Number 1, Seattle Prep up by 11 over number 4, Eastside Catholic. And they will have the rights to play the winner of Holy Names at Lakeside, which tips off at 7 p.m. at Lakeside. Number 3, Holy Names from the south, and number 2, Lakeside from the north. They'll play the winner of this game right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. And then Garfield moving on with that win over Roosevelt, 58-27, in a blowout there. They will play the winner of tomorrow's Bishop Blanchette at number 1 Franklin. And in the boys, tipping off the first round of the playoffs starting at 7 p.m. Garfield will be at Ingram. Roosevelt is at O'Day, 7:15. Rainier Beach at Seattle Prep at 7:30. And tomorrow, Nathan Hale at Eastside Catholic. Garfield and Ingram will play the winner of Rainier Beach at Seattle Prep, which will be broadcasted live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio at 7:30. And Roosevelt at O'Day will play the winner of Nathan Hale at Eastside Catholic tomorrow. And that is your playoff breakdown at the half. Seattle Prep up over Eastside Catholic 35-24 right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
No, Rick, as we move into the playoffs, man, this is just really exciting. There was a seeding game last night, actually. O'Day played Eastside Catholic, and it had that playoff vibe to it. You know, even though there weren't many folks in the stands, and that was a game that would have been wrapped around the block with people outside.
Oh yeah.
In that small O'Day gymnasium. Ball from Givens inbounds. Givens gets it back for Eastside Catholic. 35-24, Seattle Prep on top. Ball is stolen by Gabby Stewart. Gabby Stewart in the front court on the right side, lays it up and off the rim, rolls off the front of the rim, grabbed by Titi Ali. quickly up in the front court to Nduka. Nduka loses the ball, gathers it up in the corner, back to Givens on top. Givens swings around the right side, goes in for the layup off the glass.
Elijah Givens, a great drive to the basket, Tony.
35-26. Tamia Strickland, who kind of took over there for a while in the second quarter, loses the ball. Stewart gets it back, misses player down low. That was Murwowski, who peeked open for him, and a nice cut again. Ball back out on top. I think that was a three-pointer. Foot might have been on the line. Either way, it doesn't go for Emma Nisbet. And I'm going to go with Nisbet.
Nisbet. All right. Works for me. I think I was saying Nisbet, but Nisbet. It is
Nisbet.
E-T, right? Nisbet. All right. We'll make the parents proud.
Givens with the ball. Splits the defense as Seattle Prep pressuring back court. And we're going to get a foul called.
Really? Tony, that seemed to be, number one, late and very questionable there. But, hey, I don't have the striped shirt on, just my perspective up here.
And again, what did you go with? Nebea, Layla Nebea? Nebea picked up the foul.
Nebea, yeah. Is how I'm
the
pronouncing
foul.
that? I hope that's accurate.
And Givens tries to drop a pass down low to Mia Heiser. A little bit too hard and roll out of bounds. So the ball will come in. McKenna Dortch brings it in. Gets the ball to Stewart. Stewart up the left side in the front court, guarded by Heiser. Does get it over the half-court line. And an open three-point shot doesn't go. Rebound controlled by Tamia. Almost loses the ball. Shot put up with the left side, with the left hand by Strickland for two. 37-26 now. Prep back up by 11, and Duca quickly down the other way. I think we're going to get
They called her for an offensive foul. Yeah, they said she used that offhand and kind of pushed the defender away, Tony. So offensive foul there. And her mom sitting next to us here to our left, and she is not happy with that call. Mama on her feet, look at it. She's talking to the referee saying, come on now. Yes, indeed.
So Dortch will inbound the ball. Givens kind of a one-person backcourt press. Now backs off. Pass comes into Stewart. Stewart in the front court. Strickland out on top. Tries to go left, and Givens grabbed the ball. We might have a possession call, or are they going to call a foul on
Yeah,
that?
I think they called a foul there, Tony. A little contact. And it looked like you said, Givens grabbed the ball. There was some incidental contact, but the referee calls Givens for the foul.
And that foul is going to actually be on Caroline Cooley, according to the scoreboard.
Ah, yes.
Stewart with the ball. Tries to go down low. Finds Strickland. Strickland works down low. Triple team. Kicks the ball out. Ends up in the hands of Stewart. Drives on the left side. Puts a shot up from the left side. The right hand that doesn't go. And again, we'll have another foul called on Eastside Catholic with 5:52 here to go in the third quarter.
I believe Claire Murwowski called for the foul there, Tony. Yeah, her second personal foul. That's the third team foul already. We're only a couple minutes into this second half, the third quarter.
Gabby Stewart sinks the first free throw. Prep goes up by 12.
And Stewart had 12 points in that first half to lead the Prep Panthers.
And the next shot by Stewart, that is true as well. 13-point lead now.
So the number one seed starting to extend that lead, Tony, and show why they're seeded number one and undefeated.
Givens with the ball, backs away. If you like math, Rick, there's a bunch of 13s in that 39-26 score for anybody out there who wants to have fun and figure out how that works.
My
Shot
bet
goes
is
up.
my bet is there are 5. How's that?
What was that?
I said my bet is there are 5 13s in that score. All right, yeah, how you like me? Winnie Dupree, proud of her son.
As Edwin Bailey would say, ciphering.
So Tony, I'm sorry, I was talking, but Prep dribbled the ball out of bounds, but a good steal there.
And then the ball rolls out of bounds off of Givens. And so Prep will get the ball. Prep up 13, 39-26. Remember that score. Count the 13s. Mr. Dupree gave you a Heads up. Stewart with the ball. Back in the hands of Strickland. Strickland fires a deep three with the left hand and buries it from the right side. 42-26 now. As again, Rick, as you said, Prep starting to show why they are the #1 team. And another pass down low. That is grabbed. Leah Nabea with a little right hand flip shot.
And Tony, that was off of the Tamia Strickland steal on the inbounds pass.
And I believe it's Nabai. I think I just heard.
Nabai.
PA system that it was Nabai. So Megan Moffitt in the game, and now we've got another substitute coming into the bound. Emma Nisbet for Seattle Prep. Eastside Catholic looks to inbounds the ball. Full court pressure. And that's going to be off of Nisbet.
And Prep is staying with this full court press, Tony, and really early in the game, and now here in the third quarter, causing Eastside Catholic some trouble getting the ball across the timeline, forcing some turnovers.
Milwaukee back in the game for Eastside Catholic. And finds Titi Ali down there underneath the basket as the press, no one got back. Titi Ali slipped behind it and picked up 2 points. Quickly down the other way comes Strickland, gets the ball in the hands of Stewart. Deutsch with the ball. Open for a three that misses everything as Emma Nisbet. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and Eastside Catholic will get the ball back with 4:31 to go. 44-28. Seattle Prep Panthers, #1 seed in the North. No. Apparently, someone from Prep touched the ball, so Eastside Catholic will keep possession. Titi Ali weaves inside. Strickland grabs at the ball, and I think we're going to get a foul call.
Yeah. Strickland saying, hey, I just grabbed the ball, making the motion, not to the referee, just to the air there, showing her displeasure with the call.
Titi Ali inbounds the ball, gets it back under the hoop, double teamed. Gets it out to an open Serena Dar for three, bounces off the rim, doesn't go. Strickland with the rebound, double teamed in the backcourt. And
it's only, they call a foul there, but it looked like they're grabbing for the ball and had the ball. It didn't look like she got hit. In some cases, I'm thinking, let them play. Let them play.
If anything, players like consistency.
Yeah.
On the calls.
Very good point. But you also hate it when you got a lot of the ticky-tack fouls called. That's a tough one.
Ball is inbounded into the game now for Prep is Lydia Michael. And Michael with the ball to Strickland. Strickland on the outside. On the right side. Nisbet, 16 seconds on the shot clock. Opportunity for a three. Eschews the three, and Megan Moffitt drives and lays up a little flip shot from the lane. 46-28 now. Another open three. This one doesn't go. Back down the other way again, and holding the ball up and pulling it up to Strickland. And Serena Dara, a couple shots from three that didn't go. A deep three by Michael just into the game. Bounces out the front of the rim. Strickland with the rebound. It doesn't go. And again, the ball rebounded by Isabel May. She goes up and gets fouled. And Seattle Prep right now, 46-28, an 18-point lead. And Eastside Catholic has to be careful right here.
Yeah, they do, Tony. You mentioned earlier that Eastside Catholic was sticking around, but Seattle Prep late in the second quarter extended that lead, and they have continued that pressure here in the third quarter.
And like you would expect seniors to do, they cut down on the turnovers.
And on the other end, forced more turnovers. And on those turnovers, they were able to convert.
Second shot. Bounces violently off the back of the rim. Titi Ali gets the ball in the front court to Givens. Driving to the hoop, good. Another nice shot by Nduka, who was asking for the ball. Let me have it. 46-30 now. Strickland in the front court. 3:02 left here in the third quarter. Dorsch is open, doesn't take the shot. Strickland with the deep three. Strickland, Tamia Strickland buries the deep three.
Tell you what, she did not hesitate, got the ball, Tony, pulled that up. That was NBA three-point range.
TT Ali drives in hoop. Givens kicks it out to Givens for a three. Doesn't go, rebounded by Duca. Susan Dar with enough. Serena Dar with another three. This one doesn't go. Strickland with the rebound. Ball is grabbed by Givens, and they're going to say Givens got some wrist along with the ball.
Again, those are those ticky-tack fouls I'm talking about, Tony. You know, they're fighting for the ball, not much contact. Let them play through that.
16 fouls. Back into the paint for 30, Gabby Stewart.
So we've got 16 fouls now on Eastside Catholic. So the rest of the way, Seattle Prep will be shooting foul shots.
Yeah, and you got 2.5 minutes left here in the third quarter, and the whole fourth quarter as well. So yeah, good point.
An inbounds pass intended for Stewart is knocked out of bounds by Mia Heisel.
No, they're saying it's off of Prep.
Oh, they're giving that to.
Yeah. So Eastside Catholic
right,
will take it.
off of off of Prep. Heisel will inbound the ball.
Right.
Duca swings it over to the top of the key, defended by Michael. Drives past, contact in the lane, and they're going to call a charge on Duca on Gabby Stewart. Draws the charge.
And Duca shook the defender out top, Tony. But good defense there by Prep, and she couldn't go through the
And it looks like
interior there.
Foul is going to be on Elia Givens. I don't know that's right.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake on the scoreboard there, because then Duca definitely called for the offensive foul and comes out. I don't know how many fouls that is on Duca, because right now they're showing, as you said, like Givens. There, now they're checking. That was the fifth foul on Duca. So they corrected the scoreboard.
That'll be a big loss for Eastside Catholic. Michael drives, nice feed to the right side. And a nice bucket by Isabel May. 51-30 now. TT Ali in the front court. Defended by Stewart. Fakes left, drives right, loses the ball. Ball picked up by Milwaukee. Shot up and doesn't go from Milwaukee. A little physical action underneath the hoop down there on the rebound.
Yeah, foul's called on Bella TT Ali, and fighting for that rebound, and she just kind of ran into and hit Gabby Stewart there, Tony. So Gabby Stewart will go to the line. She'll shoot 1 and 1.
1:56 here to go in the third quarter. Seattle Prep extending that lead now to 21. We'll have a 1 and 1. If she makes the first, she will get the second. First shot is up, bounces, and drops softly into the net. We'll have another shot now, 52-30. Stewart at the line for the second shot in the one-on-one. That one's up, and that one is true. 23-point lead for Seattle Prep now. TT Ali in the center of the court. Heiser drives, puts a shot up off the glass, doesn't go. Michael with the rebound, hurries into front court. Finds an open Prep player for three. Corner pocket, Gabby Stewart. 56-30 now. 1:32 here to go, in Seattle Prep doing what they do. What they've done all year long. Milwaukee outside the three-point line, defended by Michael. Serena Heiser. Serena Daher. So the freshman, TT Ali, will bring the ball in bounds. Bella TT Ali gets the ball back. Zaradar. And dare I say, Rick, another one of those calls?
Yes, you do. Yeah. I would not be a happy camper if I was on the court. Let us play, ref. Let us play.
Heiser goes in the backcourt to get the ball, almost loses it. Ball on the floor, picked up by Prep. Nice hustle there And
Gabby
the
Stewart.
bucket from Gabby Stewart. But I got to say, nice hustle from Manley Chamberlain, who went after that loose ball, grabbed it, didn't travel, got it to one of her, had the presence of mind to get it to a teammate.
And Tony, as she went after that ball, there was contact and they didn't call it. So again, like you mentioned, let at least be consistent.
58-30, 44 seconds here to go. Steal by Michael. Michael 1-on-2. It's a Gus Williams fast break, lays it up off the rim, doesn't get it. Rebound doesn't go. Battle for the rebound now. Michael corrals the rebound on the outside. Chamberlain with the ball over to Stewart. Stewart takes a deep three. Stewart buries the three, 61-30. And Prep has went bananas in this third quarter. TT Ali loses the ball, gets it back, puts a shot up that bounces, and doesn't go. With 11.7 seconds left on the shot clock, TT Ali will head to the line for a couple shots. And Rick, we went from a game that was pretty close to we might be looking at a running clock here in the fourth quarter if things keep up the way
I tell you
they
what.
are now. TT Ali's first shot doesn't go.
Yeah, Prep with a 26-point quarter so far here, Tony. They've just kind of exploded.
Next shot from Bella TT Ali. That one does go for the freshman. 61-31. Prep up 30 points. Gabby Stewart with the ball. Drives on the right side, lays it up off the backboard, doesn't make it to the rim. TT Ali throws a shot 3/4 of the floor, goes about half the distance that it needs to. And at the end of the third quarter, Seattle Prep exploded. Seattle Prep Panthers 61, Eastside Catholic Crusaders 31.
And Tony, they outscored Eastside Catholic in that quarter 26-7.
Wow. Mr. Bellis, what do we have going on?
Yeah, here with a scoring update here after each quarter, brought to you by Public Health Seattle King County. All of us have struggled through the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of our communities have been particularly hard hit. Some things definitely need to change, but a few things should stay the same, like protecting your child from serious diseases you can prevent now. Preventable diseases like measles, mumps, and whooping cough. 3 games are start tipping off here in 3 minutes, actually. One girls basketball game, which will be between number 3 Holy Names at number 2 Lakeside, which the winner of this game will play. So that tips off at 7 p.m. And 2 boys games will tip off here. Garfield at Ingram, that's a 3-2 game. Number 3 Garfield at number 2 Ingram, tipping off at 7 as well. And then at 7:15, tipping off, number 4 Roosevelt at number 1 O'Day.
The Fighting Irish of O'Day. And so again, we are live here at Seattle Prep. Rick Dupree, Tony B, Daniel B, along with no relation there, Daniel B and Tony B, along with Taylor Kareem. And make sure to tune in on Facebook Live, Twitch, or YouTube, and you can see the stream of the game, as we call it. And Prep with the ball, and there's going to be some contact there, Tony. Lydia Michael had the ball, and a foul is going to be called 5 seconds into this fourth quarter as the Rainier Beach boys team arrives here on the court. And so that was the 9th team foul by Eastside Catholic. So Lydia Michael will go to the line. She'll have 2 shots, or 1-and-1, I should say, and it is no good, the first shot. Rebound comes down to Eastside Catholic on the run. Givens with the ball. And she's going to drive the paint and take it all the way and off the window. Won't go. And coming down with the rebound is that lady. We keep calling her name, Tamia Strickland. Across the timeline, out to Lydia Michael. Lydia Michael, three-pointer. Oh, Tony. I tell you what, shooting like this, I see why they're 10-0.
And no conscience, she said, I'm going to chuck this thing up here and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, she did. So Eastside Catholic with the ball on the other side. Driving is Serena Daher. Daher, the little runner, won't go. Rebound to Tamia Strickland. Strickland across the timeline. Over to Megan Moffitt. Moffitt, the three-pointer. Off the back iron, won't go, but rebound comes down to Layla Nabai. And back out to Strickland. And a new 30 seconds on the shot clock, now down to 20. And Prep taking their time with the 33-point lead, 64-31. Three-pointer, in and out, and almost back in, Layla Nabe. And down with the rebound and across the timeline is Givens. And Givens looking for the freshman, Titi Ali, and Bella just couldn't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. And checking in, for Eastside Catholic, number 10, freshman Zara Daher. So Prep will take the ball out with no pressure. Eastside Catholic will pick him up in front court. And that is Michael with the ball, dribbling, moving around. Strickland thinks about the three-pointer at the top of the key, dribbles, goes into the paint, step back, jumper from the elbow, and boy, I tell you what, Tony, hit the back of the rim, stood there for just a second, and then just fell down. So, Tamia Strickland.
I think that's what they call it, shooters.
Yeah, shooter's touch. I won't say shooter's bounce. It didn't bounce. And that was Tamia Strickland's 10th point here in the third quarter. On the other end, the jumper long, jumper, and I believe that was Caroline Cooley won't go, so Prep on the run. Back out to Strickland. She finds Michael. Michael for the three-pointer.
Michael is on fire.
Yes, sir. Lydia Michael in fuego.
Wow.
Giving Seattle Prep a 69-31 lead here with 5:54 left to play. Timeout on the floor. And so Prep extending that lead. Tony, it is just, again, the second quarter and third quarter just kind of exploding, and now leading by 38 points, 69-31.
We get another bucket here. Again, we're going to run into a running clock.
Yeah, you go into the running clock. That's absolutely correct.
This has been a big turnaround. At the beginning of the game, because we were talking, okay, well, wait a minute. Seattle Prep plays better than this.
Yeah,
but if you let teams hang around, strange things can happen. You let a team get confidence. But they got their stuff together, stopped making the turnovers, started forcing the turnovers.
Yeah.
And this is the end result. And Eastside Catholic at this point just looks overmatched.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's almost, you hear the word juggernaut, and Seattle Prep just continuing to come at you, shooting those threes, pressuring, forcing turnovers, and they have looked every bit the number one seeded team here in the Metro League at 10-0.
And I don't see Isabel Sullivan. I see her on the roster, but I haven't seen her in the game, and she's a difference maker for Eastside Catholic as well. So I'm not sure what happened there.
And so the shot by Eastside Catholic won't go. Prep with the rebound, and with the ball, that is Lydia Michael across the timeline, guarded by Bella Titi Ali. And over to Gabby Stewart. Titi Ali defending her. I tell you what, Bella Titi Ali all over the place. And the pass over into the left corner there. The jumper won't go. That was Megan Moffitt with the baseline jumper, but Eastside Catholic with the rebound and then fouled on the play, Tony.
And the other thing is I haven't seen Molly Moffitt for Seattle Prep either, who's on the schedule.
17 fouls.
And
good point, yeah.
Integral part of this Seattle Prep team, so they can play even better.
Yeah, yep. Have some key players, I don't even see them on the sideline, not suited up tonight, I believe.
Don't see them.
Yeah. And so shooting 1-1 at the line for Eastside Catholic. And that is badly missed by Zara Daher off the window. And again, when you're shooting a free throw, you don't necessarily want it off the window. Or, in the hood, you got to call that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care whether you're at the free throw line, the top of the key. Coming across the timeline is Lydia Michael. Over to Gabby Stewart. Stewart now looking in the corner. She finds Megan Moffitt. Moffitt over to Kruger. And they're going to call a travel. I believe that was called on Ava Kruger, the sophomore. So Eastside Catholic with the ball coming across the timeline is Eli Givens. Givens guarded by Stewart. Givens looking for a screen, and she's going to get over to Serena Daher. Daher closely guarded by Michael. Daher nowhere to go. Gets a cutting Givens coming off the baseline. Givens back outside to Caroline Cooley. Cooley driving into the paint. And the ball knocked out of bounds. Good defense there, Lydia Michael. So with 6 seconds on the shot clock, Eastside Catholic having trouble penetrating, finding a hole in this defense. Checking back in for the Panthers, number 22, Mally Chamberlain, the sophomore guard. And back in for Eastside Catholic, freshman Bella Titi-Ali.
Quarterfinal action here. Playoffs, Mr. Dupree.
Yes, indeed. Gotta love it. It's exciting times. Givens with the drive in the paint off the window. A little hard. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. She gets it. Back herself. Looks for the three-pointer. Then says, no, let me throw it over to Serena Daher. Daher with the drive and the left-handed jumper. Or a little runner, I should say. And Serena Daher with the basket. And back on the other end, Prep. And, oh, they're going to call Mally Chamberlain. Bailey Chamberlain, Tony, had the three-pointer there. It went in, but they called her for a travel as she was getting her feet set. So no bucket. 4:16 left to play here in the ball game. Seattle Prep leading Eastside Catholic 69-33.
Well, Mally, take pride in the fact that it looked good. I'm sure it felt good, too.
Yeah. Loose ball, and Titi Ali loses it. And coming down with it on the other end, Prep. And that was Ava Kruger and also Bailey Chamberlain. And Prep is called with the turnover. So Eastside Catholic will take over. So game getting a little sloppy here, Tony, this last few minutes here. Elia Givens, the junior guard across the timeline. She's guarded by Bailey Chamberlain. Now the screen from Titi Ali. Titi Ali with the pick and roll, and the jumper off the window won't go, but Bella fouled on the play. She's going to go to the line for 2 shots. So well executed pick and roll there by Givens and Titi Ali. So Bella, a couple dribbles, spins the ball, one more dribble, and the shot is up and good. So first free throw.
No seniors on the Eastside Catholic squad. Again, a young squad.
Yeah, very young squad. So you and some great experience for these young players. Second free throw off the back iron, no good. A rebound comes down to Megan Moffitt, and she hands it off to Lydia Michael. Lydia Michael looking in the corner for Carly Christian. And back out top. Michael gets it, but Titi Ali there and forces the jump ball, and the arrow pointing in the direction of Eastside Catholic. So it'll be a turnover. Great defensive play there, Tony. Heads up defensive play, I should say, by Bella Titi Ali.
And hats off to Bella Titi Ali. He's no quit.
Absolutely.
Bella Titi Ali.
And again, only a freshman, Tony. So the Crusaders with the ball. Elia Givens, the junior guard with it across the timeline. And into Titi Ali. Titi Ali to spin in the paint, then steps back.
Nice move by Titi Ali.
Bella Titi Ali with the bucket.
Left and flipped it up, ran a little bit of a finger roll.
Yeah. On the other end, the pass inside to Chamberlain. Chamberlain, the shot won't go. Fight for the rebound. And there is Bella Titi Ali. Tony, I tell you what, no quit. She ties it up. The possession arrow pointing Seattle Prep's way, so the Panthers will have possession. And the pass inside, down low, looking for the shot. Ava Kruger back out to Michael. Michael spins over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain looks for the three, then drives. A little hard off the window, won't go, but there for the rebound is Ava Kruger. And back out Chamberlain, and before Chamberlain can get the shot off, she's called for a travel.
Again, not able to get the feet set.
Oh, and that's so important. And so, Eastside Catholic with the ball, trailing 69-36, 2:46 left to play in the ball game here. And as I mentioned a moment ago, Rainier Beach has entered into the gymnasium. So Rainier Beach here visiting Seattle Prep. That will be the second game. Great drive, Tony, finger roll, can't finish. That's Elia Givens. And rebound to Seattle Prep. They're off and running. Maybe Chamberlain with the drive in the paint. And she somehow slithered through there, Tony, got the shot up. Won't go, but she's called, or she draws the foul, I should say. So Bailey Chamberlain will go to the line shooting 2.
Bailey Chamberlain has showed that she can get her shot off.
Yes, sir. Yep.
There might be a travel involved, but,
but she can get the shot off. First free throw, no good.
And Chamberlain, only a sophomore.
And that shot hit off the back iron there, Tony, no good. She'll get one more shot. 2:27 left to go in the ball game. Second shot is up and hits the back, but then goes down and is good.
See a magnet on the back of that rim over there.
Right, yeah. You know, every once in a while you see a shot that gets stuck up there, and I'm like, how does that happen? T.T. Ali with the ball, calling for the screen. Now waves her teammate off. And I believe we're going to have a foul called. Ava Kruger trying to guard T.T. Ali. And so that is the 8th team foul. So T.T. Ali will go to the line. She'll have one shot, Tony. She'll be shooting 1-on-1. With T.T. Ali. First free throw is up and in. T.T. Ali with, if my unofficially 19 points. If she hits this, this will be her 20th point. It is up and it is good. So unofficial book here that I keep. A bright spot for Eastside Catholic on the other end, Prep. And I believe they're going to say that Haley Chamberlain stepped out of bounds, Tony. I think her foot hit the in line there. So with just under 2 minutes left to play, 1:57. Seattle Prep a commanding 70-38 lead. That is Aliyah Gibbons with the ball. Then dishes out the long three-pointer. That is Zara Daher, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Prep comes down with it. Chamberlain with the ball across half court. In the paint, looking for the shot, then drops it off to Ava Kruger. Kruger back out to Lydia Michael. And Prep just moving the ball around, looking for an open shot. And down on the baseline, Carly Christian double team. She dumps it over to
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain with the free throw line. Jumper won't go. Michael with the rebound. Fight for the rebound. A couple of Prep players. She can't get it. Megan Moffitt, though, with the rebound off the miss.
Chamberlain,
the long three won't go. And there is Bella Titi Ali with the rebound. And she finds her teammate, Zara Daher, I should say. And back out to Cooley on the top. Cooley looking inside, but there to steal it is Lydia Michael. Michael across half court, takes it all the way to the basket, and no foul called. I think she was looking for the foul, Tony. She was going down, but no foul called. So with 55 seconds left to play, I should say 55.3 to be exact, Seattle Prep leading 70-38. Eastside Catholic with the ball. Coming across the timeline is Aliyah Gibbons, the junior guard. She's guarded by Chamberlain, and I believe Chamberlain's going to be called for a blocking foul. So that will take Gibbons to the line. That's the 10th team foul, so Gibbons will have a couple of shots there, Tony, from the free throw line.
And I'm not sure, Rick, if this is lose and go home or if you fall into a consolation bracket, but the winner of this game will move on to the semifinals.
Right. Which you can hear right here on Rainier Avenue Radio next Tuesday, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure which game we're going to be covering.
Which games? Okay, yes, because depending on where, locations, and what have you, yeah.
It worked out this time that we just happened to have both Seattle Prep schools.
Right, yeah. And Gibbons misses the first free throw, gets the second one. 40 seconds left to play now, and ball is scrambling around, and Carly Christensen comes up with it. Over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain dumps it off to Christian. Christian out to Michael. Michael now backing it out. And Michael over on the right side finds Christian. Christian drives the pass inside, loose ball, and it's out of bounds off of Seattle Prep. So, no, check it. I think they correct it. Nope. Yes, they do. So Seattle Prep will retain possession. 2 seconds on the shot clock, 16.6 on the game clock. Inbounds pass, and they're not going to get the shot off. Nope. Carly Christian could not handle that inbounds pass and not able to get a shot off. So shot clock violation, 14.3 left to play here in the ball game, Tony. This will do it. Probably the final possession. And Aliyah Gibbons across half court over to Bella Titi Ali. Titi Ali splits the defenders off the window, won't go, goes down to the ground, no call. And I think just about do it, Tony, and it does. So game number one in the books, the final. Seattle Prep wins it 70-39.
Well, playing without Isabella Sullivan, who's, if not the one of their best players, and playing again with a lot of freshmen this year who had to get to know each other as a team. I think this Eastside Catholic squad should be proud of what they've done, and of course, Seattle Prep. They've been playing together for at least 3 years.
Yeah,
a lot of the seniors that are now, some of them 4 years, and again, this is a team again. Unfortunate for a lot of reasons this past year, but with this squad, as long as they've been together, they don't get to go to that state tournament.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. The senior year, you're really looking forward to it. Yeah, that is tough.
Something you've been working for since your freshman year, and even before that. Before that in AU games, and they get there. But again, they will advance and move on.
Yes, and great that even though again, like you said, not competing for a state title, they have the opportunity to play for a league title.
Yeah.
And again, in this pandemic-shortened spring season, really a great incentive for these young players.
Mr. Bellis, you want to give us an update before we wrap and get ready for the men's game in about 18 minutes?
Yeah, there's 3 games currently in action right now. One girls game, which is Holy Names and Lakeside. Number 3 Holy Names and number 2 Lakeside. We have also 2 boys games going on right now. Garfield and Ingram, and Roosevelt and O'Day. It looks like we got visuals on all 3 of these games, but none of these live streams are posting scores for us. So we see people running up and down the court. We don't know what the score is.
Well, all right, Mr. Bellis. For Rick Dupree, Daniel Bellis, and Taylor Corrine, Rainier Avenue Radio, we will be back for you. I'd say check back in about 14 minutes, and we'll be on. And the game will be starting in about 19 minutes. Exciting Metro League playoff basketball. I'm pumped and really looking forward to this next game here. Rainier Beach coming in as the 4 seed in the South Division, and Seattle Prep coming in as the 1 seed in the North Division. But at this point, you can scrap those seeds between these 2
throw those out the window. Again, it's almost like a neighborhood battle. A lot of these guys have played within each other, with and against each other for a number of years. And Rainier Beach coming in here and trying to, I think, make a statement saying, hey, we are better than our record and our finish in this shortened season.
Well, they've been playing in a tough South Division.
Yeah, very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Okay, we'll be back. Thanks for joining us, and check with us in about 15 minutes right here on RainierAvenueRadio.org.